everybody. Welcome to the game of the week, July the 17th, 1982. From Wrigley Field, it is the Atlanta Braves and the Chicago Cubs. Well, I did print off the standings this time, both leagues, so we'll be able to check these out before we get going with the game. And what I had to do is I had to restart the league. Reason being is I used the manager profiles that came with the game and did not update them. And the manager profiles had all the bullpen guys being very conservative, meaning they did not go to the bullpen very often. So relievers were not getting used. Leader in saves at the All-Star break had 11. So I said, this isn't right. And so I went back, reset all the manager profiles to make them either normal or semi-aggressive with their bullpen use, resimmed everything up to this date, and these are the new standings after that adjustment. So right now the Orioles lead the American League East by 4.5 over the Yankees, 5 over the Brewers, and 5.5 over Boston. In the West, the White Sox lead Kansas City and California by 5.5. And of course, the other teams are kind of out of it. In the National League, which is where we are right now, the Montreal Expos lead the East by 3.5 over surprising Pittsburgh, although at this point Pittsburgh was 4 games over. So they're pretty much right on pace. The surprise is actually the Cubs. They were 17 games under at this point, but right now they're 5 games over, only 4 games back. St. Louis hanging in 5 games back. Philadelphia's 7 games back. Mets way out of it. In the West, the Dodgers lead Atlanta by 7 and San Diego by 9. Everybody else is pretty much out of it. So we've got second place Atlanta against third place Chicago from Wrigley Field here on this Saturday, July the 17th, 1982. Of course, being premiered on July 17th, 2021. We'll look at the starting pitchers for today's game. Dickie Knowles for the Cubs and Bob Walk for the Braves. Knowles on the 82 season was 10-13 with a 4.42 ERA. And Bob Walk on this 82 season was 11-9 with a 4.87 ERA. Go through the lineups. Washington in right, Ramirez at short, Linares in left, Murphy in center, Chambliss at first, Hubbard at second, Pocoroba catching, Randy Johnson, it's a card I had to print off on the computer, marginal player. I did watch him play in the minors, but that doesn't help him here. He's at third. Bob Horner is on the roster, but just getting the day off, so he can come off and pinch hit later on. And Walk bats ninth. For the Cubs, Bump Wills, Sandberg's at third, Buckner's at first, Durham's in center, Moreland's in left, Johnstone is in right, Davis is catching, Bowe at short, and Knowles the pitcher. One thing to keep an eye on, all 4 Cub outfielders have a number of 4 for their range defensively, so a lot of balls could be dropping in to the gaps in the outfield. Be aware of that. Stadium effects, singles, lefties are 1-14, righties are 1-7, homers are 1-11 for both left and right. I was hoping to record this game a little bit earlier in the afternoon on Friday so I can get more of the effect like it's an afternoon game, but I'm actually recording this closer to 6:30 in the evening, so a little bit of the sun's coming through, but can't get everything. Can't always do as you plan sometimes, but we're getting this thing done and we're going to get it done. All right, so Dickie Knowles finishing up the warm-up tosses, and he'll be facing Claudell Washington, leading things off for the Braves, followed by Ramirez and Rufino Linares. Game of the week, July 17th, 1982 is underway. Atlanta won the real game 9-4. Let's see if the Cubs can turn that around. Knowles to Washington, 3-8. And that's a ground ball to second. Easy play for Bump Wills. 1 down, that brings up Rafael Ramirez, the shortstop. 2-5, and 2-5 for Ramirez is a single. So Ramirez with a 1-out single. And I got to remember, I've been playing a lot of Strat Advanced just on my own. But now I got to remember this is Super Advanced. I got to remember the rules and make sure I don't get them mixed up. So Ramirez would have to get a jump to try to get a steal. His jump rating, though, is 2-9, so not a bad opportunity. It's a 10, though, so he can't get the jump. How about that? And it was a 2. So the D20 was a 2, and I'm thinking I know 1's a potential pickoff. I think 2 has also got something going on with that, so bear with me while I go back and look at this as well. Let's see here. Okay, if it rolls a 2, it's a possible balk. Okay, so it's a chance that Dickie Knowles has made a balk. His balk range is a 10, so it's a good chance he might actually balk on this one. And he does, so Dickie Knowles balks Ramirez over to third. Trying to hold him close and just balked him over. So now he's going to actually balk him over to second, I should say. So runner at second with 1 out for Rufino Linares. Roll the havoc again for Dickie Knowles. Nothing happening. Here is Linares. Knowles 5-7 off his card. And that's a strikeout. So Dickie Knowles gets a big strikeout. Out number 2. Linares is retired. And that brings up Dale Murphy. The Murph. Chance to drive home a run. First base is open, but I don't think you're going to intentionally walk him. I think you're going to go ahead and you might pitch around him a little bit, but I don't think you're going to walk him. Here's Knowles. 2-4, and that's a strikeout. So we struck him out to end the inning. Almost read 1-4. I pointed at 1-4, but it was actually 2-4, which was a strikeout. So nothing for Atlanta, as Joe Torre's not too happy about that. But the Cubs will take it at the end of half an inning. It is Atlanta nothing, and the Cubs coming to bat. And Mr. Bob Walk finishing up the warm-up tosses, and we'll be facing Bump Wills, second baseman for the Cubbies. That's a 3-7. 3-7 is a ground ball to first. And since it's a B, I'm going to go ahead and let the first baseman Chambliss take it unassisted, not flip to walk. If it was a X, possibly even a C, I would do a 3-1. But that's just personal preference. X chances are definitely 3-1. But like I said, it doesn't really matter. Here's Sandberg. 2-10 for Sandberg, and he's going to pop it up to third. Randy Johnson's right there, 2 down. And that'll bring up Bill Buckner, Billy Buck. 110, he's going to pop it up to second, so a couple of pop-outs. Nothing leaving the infield, and the Cubs go meekly in the first. We go to the second, no score from Wrigley here on the game of the week, July 17th, 1982. Chris Chambliss will lead it off for the Braves as they try to catch up to those Dodgers. Dodgers don't do well when I roll the dice with them, but the Strat PC, when they sim them, they do very well. So I have to get the Dodgers back on the game of the week so I can try to see if I can beat them. All right, here's Chambliss. 3-7 for Chambliss. He's going to fly to left. 1 away as Keith Moreland puts it away. And I think this is the first Cubs game I've done where Moreland's not catching. He's in the outfield and Jody Davis is actually doing the catching. Here's Glenn Hubbard. Mother Hubbard, 2-9. He's going to strike out, 2 down. 2 up and 2 down for the catcher, Biff Pocoroba, one of the better first names in baseball back in the day. 2-7, and that's a split chance. 1-5 is a single, but that's an 8, so he's going to line it right to the second baseman, Bump Wills. Another 1-2-3 inning by Dickie Knowles, and the Braves go quietly. Bottom of the second we go, no score. Walk back out. We'll face the Bull, Leon Durham, who would later be a fixture at first base, but early in his career with the Cubs, he was an outfielder. Kind of not too good in center, though, as a 4E13. But they need him, he's in there for his offense, not his defense. This one's off Walk's card. 5-5. He's going to pop it up to first. So how about that? 3 straight pop-ups by the Cubs. Pop to third, pop to second, and pop to first. Now all we need is for Keith Moreland to pop to short, and it'll be complete. And he does have a pop to short chance on a 2-8. So his roll of 2-8, I'm going to play the lottery because this is something freaky happening. Now we get a 4-8, not a 2-8. So a 4-8 is going to be a 1-11 single. That's a 15 though. So he lines it to third. Not a pop out, but it is a liner to third, 2 down. Ball still has not left the infield. In 5 batters, nobody's gotten the ball to the infield yet. Here's Jay Johnstone. 5-6, that will get out of the infield. 1-4 is a triple. Anything else is a single. That's a 6. So it is a single for Jay Johnstone. Finally, Cubs get something on the board. He's an E-stealer. He will not be held. And here is Jody Davis. Havoc roll for walk. Nothing happening. Walk to Davis. 2-6. Ground ball to short. That's a plus sign, but the infield's not in, so inning's over. Nothing doing for the Cubs. We go to the third. No score from Wrigley. Dickie Knowles back out. He's got a fatigue of 6, as does Bob Walk. Now, Randy Johnson, I have to use the printed card, and I just printed on a piece of paper. I didn't worry about using the card stock or anything. So Randy Johnson is there. He had 46 at-bats on the season, but was not in the regular card set or the extra players in Strat-O-Matic, so I had to print him from the computer. Dickie Knowles, but we're off Knowles' card. We don't even need Johnson's card. 5-6. 1-3 is a single, but that's a 15, so he grounds to third. Sandberg is there, 1 away. And now that'll bring up the pitcher using pitcher hitting card number 3, Bob Walk. Dickie Knowles will use pitcher hitting card number 1. Knowles uses number 3. 110, and that's a single. How about that? Bob Walk singles off the pitcher card, off the pitcher hitting card. He did it with a single. Of course, he will not be held at first base. And now that brings up Claudell Washington to face Dickie Knowles. Run the Havoc, nothing happening. Knowles to Washington. 1-5, struck him out. So Washington out on strikes, 2 down, and that brings up Rafael Ramirez. Run the Havoc again, nothing happening. 2-2 for Ramirez, and another pop-up. Pops it up to second. A lot of pop-ups in this game. Nothing doing there for the Braves. We go to the bottom of the third. Still zip on the board. Goose eggs on the board. Here is Larry Boa. Boa the batter. 1-5 for Boa against Walk. He will ground to second. Easy play for Hubbard. 1 down, and now that brings up Dickie Knowles using pitcher hitting card number 1. But we're off the pitcher card anyway. Bob Walk. 6-10 versus a righty is a ballpark single, which is a 1-7 for right-handers, but that's a 17. So again, another liner. This one's to short, and there's 2 away. So 2 up and 2 down, and that takes us to the top of the order for Bump Wills. Walk to Wills, 2-8. Ground ball second base. I'm sorry, I was looking 5-8. 2-8 is a chance for a home run, 1-7. That's a 9. So it's a double for Bump Wills, a 2-out double for Bump Wills. 2-out double for Wills, and he will definitely be held on second base. Havoc check for walk, but nothing's happening. Here's St. Rhino. 3-4, ground ball to second, and Hubbard takes care of it, inning over. We played 3 here at Wrigley, no score between the Braves and the Cubbies. And now that we're at the 3-inning mark, I'll go ahead and take the opportunity to do what I forgot to do early on, and that was show the bench and bullpens for both teams, so you know who I have to choose from. And this is verified by the Strat PC and the Diamond Mine PC, verifying who's on the roster at this particular point in time. The Braves have 4 right-handed hitters. They have Bob Horner, Bob Watson, Bruce Benedict, and Jerry Royster. They have a lefty, Larry Wissington, and another lefty that I had to print, Ken Smith. So 6 total, 2 lefties and 4 righties on their bench. In the bullpen, the Braves have 2 left-handers and 4 right-handers. They have Joe Cowley, Steve Bedrosian, Rick Camp, and Gene Garber, with left-handers Ken Daly and the Mad Hungarian Al Rabowski. Now for the Cubs, off their bench, they have 1 left-handed hitter, Bob Molinaro, 4 righties, Steve Henderson, Junior Kennedy, Jerry Morales, and Gary Woods. And in their bullpen for the Cubs, they have 1 lone lefty, and that is Guillermo Don't Call Me Willie Hernandez. And then we have right-handers Mike Proley, Bill Campbell, the recently departed Dick Tidrow, and Lee Smith. So I will try to get Dick Tidrow in this game if at all possible, just because. All right, so we go to the top of the fourth. Dickie Knowles will be facing Rufino Linares, Murphy, and Chambliss, numbers 3, 4, and 5 in the order. Top of the fourth, no score. 3-8 for Linares, struck him out. Dickie Knowles with the whiff. Here's Dale Murphy. 3-3, and that's a fly to center, 2 down. And here's Chris Chambliss. 6-6 versus a lefty. It's a straight up single to left field. So Chambliss goes the opposite way, strokes a base hit. He will be held at first, but he will not try to go anywhere. And Glenn Hubbard, the batter. First we roll havoc on Knowles. Nothing happening. Here's Hubbard, struck out his first chance. 6-8 against Knowles. The righty is a ground ball, second base X. Second baseman was holding the runner. That is Wills. He's a 4. So let's see, 4E34. Probably not going to get to this. 4 and a 10, he may or may not. We'll see. 4 and a 10. 4 and a 10. He does get to it. All right, so here's the problem. By holding the runner, the 4 and the 10 gives me a G3 with a pound sign in super advanced. If he's responsible for holding the runner, then it's going to be a single. So it's an SI single with 2 stars. Error check 10, but I don't think that's going to be a problem for Wills. 34, 10. Nope, no error there, but it's a single 2 stars because he was having to hold the runner. He was responsible for it, so Hubbard, as they were bird dogging to keep the runner close, that's the give and take you choose by holding the runner. That's one of the penalties for holding the runner. Not only the plus signs, but in super advanced, if you're holding the runner and you hit that pound sign on the super advanced fielding, it's a single 2 stars. So now Hubbard will not be held as a D stealer. Runners are at the corners, 2 down. First threat of the game for either team. Biff Pocoroba steps to the plate with a chance to give the Braves the lead. And that's a 3-7. And a 3-7 for Pocoroba. He struck him out. So Dickie Knowles pitches out of the mess. Braves fail to capitalize. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Still no score. Bob Walk steps out facing Billy Buck. Of course, he is 4 years removed from being the infamous Billy Buckner. 3-10, and a 3-10 is a foul out, another foul out, this one to the catcher. So we have pop-ups and foul outs galore by the Cub hitters. I'd be curious to look at their stats and see just how many times they actually popped up and fouled up in real life because their cards are loaded with them. Here's the bull, Leon Durham. 5-8. 5-8, ground ball, second base X. That is Mr. Hubbard. He's a 2E16. 2 and an 8 should be okay. 2 and an 8 is a G2. That's good enough. A 10. Not many errors on 10s. E16, there is no 10. So it's a good play for Hubbard. Tough chance, but he stayed with it. 2 down. And that'll bring up Keith Moreland. Walk 2-2 to Moreland. And this is the super advanced. So in advance, it'd be a strikeout, but in super advanced, you take the triangle and come down here. It's a split opportunity. 1-5 is a single. 6-20 is a line out to short. That's an 18, so it's another line out to an infielder. And the inning's over. So nothing doing for the Cubbies. We go to the fifth. Still nothing doing for either team offensively. And the bottom of the order coming up for the Braves, it'll be Randy Johnson, that computerized card I had to make. Johnson is first time up, grounded to third base. This time we're off Knowles' card, 5-7, and he struck him out. So Johnson down on strikes, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Bob Walk. He singled his first chance on a 110 result off the pitcher card. It's a 2-3, and that's a ground ball to first. 2 down. Flips the order over to Claudell Washington. Washington's 0 for 2, grounded to second, struck out. 1-6, and he's going to strike out again to end the inning. Boy, Knowles is racking up the strikeouts. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 strikeouts in 5 innings for Dickie Knowles. And more importantly, no runs on the board for the Braves. Bottom of the 5th we go. It'll be Jay Johnstone leading off against Bob Walk. Johnstone singled his first chance. 2-9. This time he will grab some bench, as another Chicago announcer once said. And there's one away for Jody Davis. Jody Davis eyes, according to Chris Berman. 6-8, and he struck out. No matter what kind of eyes he has, he strikes out. 2 down for Larry Boa. 2-6, and he's going to ground it to short. Ramirez right there. 5 innings in the books, and it's all goose eggs. We go to the 6th, no score. This is the fatigue inning for both pitchers, but both pitchers seem to be not worried about that right now. They're pitching too well. Here is Ramirez. Ramirez is 1 for 2, single and a pop up to second. 3-5, and that's a 1-10 single. That's a 13 though, so it's a line out to short. And there's one away. Here is Rufino Linares. He struck out twice, 0 for 2, trying to avoid the hat trick. 3-10, and he does not. He strikes out again. He gets the hat trick, and that's strikeout number 9 for Dickie Knowles. That'll bring up Murphy. 6-5 against Knowles. Flies to right. That's going to end the inning. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. Still zip to zip. Leading off will be Dickie Knowles, but he's pitching too well. You're not going to take him out. You're going to keep him in the game the way he's pitching. So he will lead off as the hitter. And he gets something off Bob Walk's card, 4-6. And he's going to walk him. How about that? Bob Walk walks the pitcher. Cardinal sin, even though it's the Cubs they're playing. It is a cardinal sin. I guess it's a Cub sin too. But he walks him. Now the problem here is Bump Wills is a great speed, but he's a terrible bunter. So we're not going to do a sacrifice. We're just going to have him swing away. Walk on the havoc, nothing happening. So walk to Wills. Runner obviously not being held. 6-4 against a switch hitter batting left is a ground ball shortstop X. Shortstop is Ramirez. He's a 3 E40. So the 3 is okay, but the E40 is a little troublesome. 3 and an 8 is, I believe, is okay. 3 and an 8 is a G3. He was not responsible for holding the runner because they weren't holding the runner. If they had been holding the runner, he would have been responsible because the left-hander, with the left-hander batting, the shortstop is responsible. And that G3 pound sign would have been a hit. But since they were not holding Dickie Knowles on, no worries about that. That's a 6. That's where he could have the worries. And he's an E40. E40 and a 6. Oh, there's no 6. How about that? No 6 whatsoever. It is a G3, so the runner is going to advance, but there's not going to be any error on the play. It's just going to be a 6-3 ground out. So it acted kind of like a bunt as Knowles gets into scoring position, although he does not run well at all. So here's Ryan Sandberg, and Knowles again not being held at second base. Walk to Sandberg, 6-12, fly ball right field X, that's Murphy. And I'm sorry, that's Claudel Washington. He's a 3 E16. 3 and a 6 should be okay. Oh no, it's not. 3 and a 6 is a single, 2 stars, and that's going to put the Cubbies in the lead. RBI single for Sandberg. Now we check for an error. That is a 13. He's an E16, and there's a 2-base error on top of it. On an E16, a 13 is a 2-base error. So not only is it a single, but it's a 2-base error on top of it. So he will go to third on the E9 from Claudel Washington. So how about that? Now they're really in trouble because now they have to bring the infield in with only 1 out and a runner at third. The infield is in for Bill Buckner. But they've got to cut that run off because the offense just isn't clicking. So they got to minimize the damage. Walk 4-4 against Buckner. Catcher X. This could be interesting. Catcher X. Catcher is Pocoroba. He's only a 4 E4. 4 and an 8. No telling what that'll show. 4 and an 8 as a catcher is a P/P. That's an 11, and he is an E4. No 11 there. It is a P/P. And on a P/P, I can find it. There it is. P/P, it says, with runners on base, a pitch gets past the catcher. When using the... Okay, so we're actually going to determine if it's a pass ball via a wild pitch. Walk has a wild pitch rating of 9, so if this is a 1 to 9, then it will be a pass ball. It is not, so he blocks it. How about that? So since there's no pass, if pass ball does not occur, the batter pops out to the catcher. So he's going to pop it up to Biff Pocoroba for out number 2. So big out there for Bob Walk. And now with 2 outs, the infield can go back to normal. For the Bull, Leon Durham. 5-5, and that's a pop out. And yet another pop out to first base. Ends the inning, but the Cubs break through for a run. And we go to the 7th. It's 1-0 Chicago. Dickie Knowles back out. He has nothing against this point of weakness right now. And Chris Chambliss, the batter. 2-10 for Chambliss. Yet another foul out or pop out coming right here. So boy, the Braves must have done that quite a bit for Strat to rate him like that. Here's Hubbard. 3-9 for Hubbard. He grounds to second. Easy play for Bump Wills. 2 down. If the Braves want to catch the Dodgers, they're not doing a good job of it right now. Here's Pocoroba. 2-5 for Pocoroba, and he grounds it right back to Knowles to end the inning. So Knowles, 7 shutout frames, and they are making him look like Cy Young right now. Knowles had a 4.42 ERA, but he certainly is getting the job done here. Now Bob Walk has 2 notches against this point of weakness, but he bats second next inning, so they want to get him through 7 if possible. Going to face Moreland, but the bullpen is active just in case. They do have left-hander Ken Daly loosening in the bullpen, along with right-hander Steve Bedrosian. So here is Walk to Moreland. 5-11. 5-11 is a ballpark single, which for a right-hander is a 1-7, but that's a 19, so he will line it to short. 1 down. Here's Jay Johnstone. 1-11. Another foul out again. Yet another foul out. 2 down. I should count up all the foul outs and pop outs in this game. It's probably a record. It's got to be a record for me. I don't remember this many happening in one game. Here's Jody Davis. 3-7, and that's a fly to center. Inning's over. We played 7. I forgot to stretch in the 7th inning stretch. My bad. I will do that now. I probably need to. I'm getting a little stiff sitting here. And now we're going to get to some pinch hitters for Atlanta because we're getting to the bottom portion of the order. Bob Horner is going to come on and hit for Randy Johnson, and will take over at third base. And then we will need another pinch hitter for the pitcher, Bob Walk. And I think that's going to be... most likely Larry Wissington, lefty. So let's see, Larry Wissington will pinch hit for the pitcher. But Bob Horner will be in, and he's a 3-12 defensively. So Dickie Knowles back out. We're going to have Horner and Wissington, followed by Claudell Washington. Order of operations, and I will stretch for just a second. Check the focus and check and do a little stretch and get ready for these last couple of innings. Only 29 minutes in the video, so that's probably why I didn't feel like stretching, because we were zipping along there in a 1-0 game. Of course, now I just jinxed it. The next 2 innings will probably take 30 minutes by themselves, and it'll probably have 10 runs on the board. Who knows? All right, here we go. Dickie Knowles to the pinch hitter, Bob Horner. And Horner on the 82 season hit 32 homers, 97 RBIs, and 261 average. Obviously I don't think he was hurt. I think he just gave him the day off, and they were letting Randy Johnson play. But now it's time to let the big boys play. Bob Horner. 3-7 for Horner. Oh, he just missed a home run, but a 3-7 is a single on a split chance. 9-20. It is a single, so it is a base hit for Bob Horner. So Bob Horner, pinch hit single. And actually, not that it matters, but Randy Johnson would have also singled on the 3-7, but you don't know that. That's why you make those decisions beforehand. So Horner is aboard. Bullpen activity now for the Cubs. Willie Hernandez, or Guillermo Hernandez, what do you want to call him, is loosening along with Dick Tidrow. They're both loosening in the bullpen. Here's the pinch hitter, Larry Wissington, and on the 82 season, Wissington, 238 with 4 homers, 17 driven in. Havoc roll for Knowles, nothing happening. Knowles to Wissington, 2-3, and that's a walk. So Wissington draws the pinch hit walk, and it could be that Knowles is now starting to fall apart as we're getting to this 8th inning. Foreign territory for him, I'm sure. Claudell Washington is the scheduled hitter, and that's going to be it for Dickie Knowles. He's going to go 7+, but they're going to Willie, or Guillermo, don't call me Willie Hernandez, who later went on to a Cy Young in '84 with the Tigers. But in 1982 with the Cubs, he was 4-6 with 10 saves, an ERA of an even 3. So Willie Hernandez, lefty on lefty against Claudell. But we will get Dick Tidrow in the game later, almost assuredly. All right, so Guillermo Hernandez is on. No havoc roll needed because he doesn't have any balk or pickoff to worry about. No, we do because it's a pass ball chance on Pocoropa. So, no, he's got a 0 pass ball rating, so I don't have to roll it at all. No, I'm sorry, it's the Cubs, so Jody Davis does have a pass ball rating, so we'll have to roll just in case it's not a pass ball check. Okay, now that brings up Claudell. Guillermo to Claudell, 2-1, nobody out. 1-6, and he walks him, so the bases are now loaded. So all of a sudden, Cubs rolling, and now they're in deep doo-doo. Rafael Ramirez, the batter. A couple of righties coming up, so Guillermo Hernandez, this is not 2021, so you can pitch a reliever for one batter and replace him, and that's what we're doing. And we're going to bring in, for sentimental reasons, Dick Tidrow to see if he can get out of this mess. Ramirez, decent double play chances on his card. They're going to play the infield halfway, looking for the double play to try to minimize the damage, keep it to just 1 run if possible. Tidrow, havoc roll, nothing happening. So Tidrow to Ramirez, bases loaded, nobody out, infield double play depth. Tidrow, 311, split chance, 1-18 is a single, that's a 16. So it will be a single 1-star, and we got a tie game. That run is charged to Dickie Knowles, and actually Dickie Knowles has a chance to be the loser because he's also responsible for Wissington. So if a second run scores, it would be charged to Dickie Knowles as well. All right, bases loaded, still nobody out for Rufino Linares, and now they're going to play the infield in. Score tied, they're going to play the infield in. There's a 2, so it's chance of a pass ball or a balk. We're checking the balk rating. He's got a 0 balk rating, so no worries. Linares, Tidrow to Linares. 6-2, and that's a fly ball, right field B, sacrifice fly. That'll get the run home. Close the book on Dickie Knowles now. He's given up the 2 runs, so he could take the loss. As coming in to score was Wissington on the fly ball B. So now, let me see. I'm trying to remember on Super Advanced. I think you can go from second to third on the fly ball B as well. Not just a B question mark, but let me double check it. I like to try to get it right if possible. Don't want to screw it up. Let's see here. Does it say anything about a fly ball B? Fly ball B question mark says it, but I don't see anything about fly ball B. This space run option is available whether the fly ball B occurs off. Okay, no, that doesn't matter. I don't think there's anything on here about a fly ball B. If it is, I'm missing it. So I don't see where the runner can go to third on this. And if I'm missing it, I apologize for missing it, but I just don't see it. So I'm just going to leave him at second base. But the Braves do take the lead on the Linares sacrifice fly. Runners at first and second now with 1 out for Dale Murphy. Tidrow could use a double play ball right about now, or a strikeout. 5-9, he gets neither. That's a 1-3 triple That's an 18, so it's a single 2 stars, and that will score Claudell Washington. That run is charged to Willie Hernandez. He gives up the 1 run. His 1 batter scores. RBI single from Murphy will move Ramirez to third. So runners are on the corners now with only 1 out and 3 runs are in. It is 3-1 Braves. Murphy will have to be held. Let's see if they want to try to steal. Hold rating on Tidrow's a 0. Let's see. Davis is a -1. I think they're going to hold Murphy there. They're going to hold him on, but they won't try to steal. So Chambliss is the batter. Runners at the corners and only 1 out. Infield still looking to turn 2. Tidrow 3-4. Ground ball shortstop B. That'll get the run home. They were trying to turn 2, but it just didn't work out as Chambliss beat the relay. It is now 4-1 Braves. Probably should have played the infield in. Just a bad managerial decision on my part. But if you get that A+, ground ball plus, which Chambliss has a couple of them, then it gets through for a single, and you say, why'd you do that? So second guessers can have a field day, I guess. All right, here is Glenn Hubbard, 8th man to bat in the order, or in the inning. 1-7, he's going to walk, and I think that's going to be it for Tidrow. I'm not sure Tidrow can go anymore. He's going to be reaching his point of weakness. So Tidrow not having a good outing, despite best hopes for him to have one. And now Bill Campbell will come in. Soup Campbell. He'll be in to face Pocoroba, who is the 9th man to bat in the inning. And what did I say about the last 2 innings taking a long time? I think I jinxed myself. All right, bases, runners at first and second, rather, with 2 outs. Pocoroba the batter. Campbell havoc. Nothing happening. Campbell to Pocoroba, 6-4. Catcher X. That is Jody Davis. He's a 2-E-4. 2 and a 15. 2 and a 15 for a catcher is a straight out foul out. 9 and an E4 is a good play. So it's a straight foul out to the catcher Jody Davis. Braves send 9 to the plate. 4 of them cross. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It is 4-1. And new pitcher for the Braves, as walk was hit for. So the new pitcher coming in for Atlanta will be, let's see who's coming up. Larry Boa, a pinch hitter for Knowles, and then Bump Wills. So they got 2 switch hitters coming up, and whoever they pick off the bench. They're going to go to the Mad Hungarian Al Hrabowski. So Al Hrabowski is going to come on. Walk does go 7 innings, giving up 1 run. So Al Hrabowski, the Mad Hungarian, 2-1, 3 saves and a 5.54 ERA. He will be on to face Boa, a pinch hitter, and the pinch hitter for the Cubs will be, who will they go to here? Jerry Morales. He's got the highest average. So it'll be Boa, Morales, and Wills due up for the Cubs. Boa, Morales, and Wills. So Jerry Morales will pinch hit for Bill Campbell. But first things first, it's Larry Boa against the Mad Hungarian. Boa now turn around bat right-handed. 4-3 against a right-hander is a fly ball left field X. That is Linares. He's a 4-E8. 4-19, he can get to that, no problem. The E8 and a 13, no problem. He makes the catch. So Linares makes the tough play, 1 away. Brings up the pinch hitter, Jerry Morales. He hit 284 on the season with 4 homers and 30 driven in. So Morales. Hrabowski to Morales, 1-5, and he walks him. So it's a pinch hit walk. So Morales is aboard on a pinch hit walk. Does not run all that well. But really not many people on the bench do. So they're just going to go ahead and stick with him. So Bump Will is the batter, and Morales will not be held on, I don't believe. So Hrabowski, it's a 1, chance for a wild pitch, but he has no wild pitch rating. Hrabowski to Bump Wills. 3-5 against the lefty for Wills is another walk. So Hrabosky all of a sudden, control issues, and Joe Torre is not going to put up too much longer with this. Ryan Sandberg is the batter. You do have two lefties after that, though, so they want to kind of, I guess they're going to try to keep Hrabosky in there. But I think if he loses Sandberg, he could be lifted pretty quickly. 4-10, and he walks him again. So he's walked the bases loaded, and that's going to be it for Hrabosky, lefty or no, coming up. They got to get him out of there. He's gone mad. The Mad Hungarian has gone mad and walked the bases loaded. So he will be leaving, and he will not be getting a parting gift from Joe Torre for sure. And they will turn to their closer, Gene Garber. 30 saves on the season for Gene Garber. They're asking him to get 6 out, or 5 outs rather, as Hrabosky only went 1/3 of an inning. So Gene Garber is on, and on the 82 season, 8-10 with a 2.34 ERA and 30 saves. He's got his work cut out for him, though. The tying runs are on base with the bases loaded and only 1 out. Bill Buckner, the batter. Braves will play back for a double play to try to get out of it. They'll give the run to get an out. Havoc roll for Garber, nothing happening. Here's Garber to Buckner. 4-6 against the lefty. That is a single to center field. And the Cubs are going to play station to station with the score being what it is. They don't want to take any chances. So center fielder Murphy has a -3 arm. You're not going to run on that, not when you're behind. So the bases, the train keeps moving. The bases are loaded. That run is charged to Hrabosky. It is now 4-2. Base is still loaded with only 1 out for Bull Durham. Leon Bull Durham. 6-8. Ground ball first base B. That'll be a fielder's choice. They can't turn the double play. It'll go 3-6. Wills will score. Cuts the lead to 4-3. As Durham reaches on the fielder's choice, Sandberg will go to third. So runners on the corners with 2 down. 4-3 game now, and Keith Moreland the batter, and you can close the book on Mr. Hrabosky. He gives up 2 runs in 1/3 of an inning. All right, so Keith Moreland is up. Chance to, that's a 1, so a wild pitch would be another 1, and there is no wild pitch. So here's Garber to Moreland. 2-5, and he struck him out. So Garber bowed up and got out of that, but not before the Cubs put up 2 runs. And what was I saying when I was stretching? It was only 29 minutes up to this point, and then these last 2 innings might take that long. Well, there you go. 4-3 the score. We go to the 9th here at Wrigley, and we need a new pitcher for the Cubs, as it will be, let's see who they want to go to here. Well, the home team can't get a save, so you might as well use Lee Smith. So they're going to Lee Smith. Why did I write Biff Pocoroba as a pitcher? I have no idea. That was dumb. Lee Smith. Ignore the man behind the camera. He doesn't know what he's doing. All right, so Lee Smith is on, and he's going to be facing Bob Horner, who had come in to replace Randy Johnson earlier. Then they'll have a pinch hitter for Garber, because they do have Bedrosian to close it out as well. So you got a pinch hitter for Garber coming up, and that will probably be Jerry Royster, I imagine, or Bob Watson, but I think it's going to be Jerry Royster. All right, Lee Smith to Bob Horner. 2-5, struck him out. Horner out on strikes, and now the pinch hitter is coming up, and that's going to be, actually it's going to be Ken Smith, the other lefty. He's just a computerized card, but he did hit 293 in 41 at-bats. So it is going to be Ken Smith, left-hander. That would be pinch hitting against Lee Smith. So you got the battle of the Smiths. Ken against Lee. 6-9, and that's a walk. So Ken Smith coaxes a walk. Ken Smith does not run well at all, so we're going to get a pinch runner for Ken Smith. It's going to be Jerry Royster. Royster runs much better, so Jerry Royster will pinch run. And as a pinch runner, Jerry Royster runs at a 17, whereas Ken Smith was running at a 14. But Ken Smith has no chance to steal, where Jerry Royster can get a jump. So Jerry Royster is going to try to get that jump to steal. He needs a 2 through 6. And he gets it, so he will be looking to take off. Starts as a 17, being held makes him a 15. Smith is a +1, makes him a 16. And Jody Davis is a -1, makes it back to a 15. So 1 to 15, he steals it. And of course he's thrown out. Pinch runner's always thrown out, right? Caught stealing. So Jerry Royster is out of there. So much for the best laid plans of mice and men. So 2 down, base is clear for Claudell Washington. 5-7. And against the lefty, that's a 1 for a triple. 2 to 20 is a single. That is a single, 2 stars. Had they not tried to steal, they'd have runners on the corners right now. But what are you going to do? Now Claudell Washington can also get a chance to steal. 2 through 5 or an 11 or 12. 7 cannot get the jump probably just as well. He probably would have gotten caught. So that'll bring up Ramirez against Smith. 5-8, and it's ground ball second base X. Now the runner is being held by the second baseman, or at first, so that means second baseman is responsible. So if we get a pound sign on the second base check, that will get through for a single. Bump Wills is a 4 E34. 4 and an 18. 4 and an 18 for a second baseman is just a G1, so that's not going to affect him at all. G1, he'll get that all day long. E34 and a 9. E34 and a 9 is no problem. So Bump Wills makes the play, ends the inning. And we go to the bottom of the 9th with the score: Atlanta 4 and Chicago 3. And Bedrock Steve Bedrosian will be coming on to try to close the deal for the Braves. Probably should have double switched when I brought Garver in. Didn't think about it, quite honestly. But Bedrosian's not bad either. 8-6, 2.42 ERA and 11 saves. So certainly not a bad option to fall back on. For the Cubbies, it is Jay Johnstone, Jody Davis, and Larry Boa. On the bench, the Cubs also have remaining. They've used Morales. So they got Steve Henderson, Gary Woods, Junior Kennedy, and Bob Molinaro are all available off the bench. Right now against Bedrosian, it'll be Jay Johnstone. 4-3 Braves. Bottom of the 9th here on the game of the week. 3-8, and that's a leadoff walk. Boy, they seem to like doing that. So Johnstone's aboard on a leadoff walk. He does not run well at all, so we could get a pinch runner for him. And the pinch runner, if they get one, let's see, well, he runs at a 12. That's not too bad. He's not going to try to steal, but he does run at a 12, so that's not all that bad. They'll keep him in the game. They're not going to pinch run for him. Jody Davis, though, is not a good bunter, so do you pinch hit for him with a better bunter? The best bunter they have is Junior Kennedy. He's a B, would become a C with the infield at the corner. So they're going to let Jody Davis swing away. Bedrosian, nothing happening there. Here's Jody Davis. 1-7, and he walks. So back-to-back walks by Bedrosian. And all of a sudden, Joe Torre's starting to squirm a bit. And here's Larry Boa, who's a pretty good bunter, so he's definitely up there to bunt. He becomes a C bunter. So we'll go to the super advanced bunt chart. C bunter. It's a 3D6 roll. Check out the numbers on the 2 blue D6s and see what we get. The white dot tells you who feels it. That's a 6. So he's a B bunter, turns to a C bunter. C bunter and a 6 says defense. Defense says batter drops down a bunt and the defense has the option of throwing the batter out at first or trying to throw out the lead runner. Compute the lead runner's safe range as running speed -4 plus the fielding's defensive rating. So the speed of Johnstone is a 12, +4 rather, or -4 rather, makes him an 8. And then the defense, it's a 1, so the defense is the pitcher. So let's add the defensive number of Bedrosian. He is a 2, so that would make him a total of 10. So on a 1 to 10, they could throw to get the force play at third base, or they could just get the shore out at first. Tough call. I think they're going to take the shore out. So the sacrifice is going to go 1 to 4. Tying run moves to third. Winning run moves to second with 1 out. And now that will bring up a pinch hitter for the Cubs, and that pinch hitter will be Gary Woods. He's the highest average they have left on the bench, 269 average. So Gary Woods coming on. And Bedrosian trying to get out of the woods and get out of this inning and the game, for that matter. Infield has to come in. They don't want to give up a cheap run, but if they hit a plus sign, then the game will be over on a 2-run single. So pick your poison. Bedrosian, nothing on the havoc. Pitch to Woods. The infield is in. 2-6. Single to center field. That's at least going to tie the game. Don't know about Davis, who doesn't run well. They may have to hold him. Probably should have put a pinch runner in for him. Didn't even think about it. Let's see. Jody Davis was not being held as a trail runner. Makes him a 10. But there aren't 2 outs, and Murphy's a -3. So everybody's just going to move up 1 base. Runners are now at the corners, but the game is tied at 4 on the base hit by Gary Woods, and now Bump Wills can win it. Infield definitely has to be in. Havoc roll, nothing happening. Bedrosian to Wills, infield in. 2-8. And that's a 1-7 home run. 8-20 is a double. That's a 13. It's a double for Bump Wills. And Jody Davis trots across to win the game. Cubbies get 2 in the 9th, 2 in the 8th, and 2 in the 9th to win it 5-4. And they do reverse history. Losing pitcher is Steve Bedrosian. The winner is Lee Smith. So there you go. Cubbies win it 5-4. All the action seemed to occur in the last 2 innings. We got 1 run through 7 innings, and then the bullpens took over and made a mess of things, and we got 8 runs in 2 innings. So it's just the way it goes. But the Braves sure could have used that victory to catch the Dodgers for sure. But, you know, we're still only in July, so anything is possible, I assume. So that's going to do it from here on the game of the week. Cubs come back and win it 5-4 over the Braves. The game of the week next Saturday on the 24th will be from St. Louis, the Houston Astros taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. And then on July 31st, will be north of the border as the Tigers take on the Blue Jays. Those are the next 2 games scheduled for the game of the week. So hope you enjoyed this one from Wrigley. And until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.